Alright, here we are, Canadian junkyard. Okay, pro tip here. Hey everybody, welcome back to your favorite YouTube show. Whoa, dropped the phone, let's try that again. Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to your favorite YouTube show, Fixing Random Crap with Craig. Today we are looking at the new to us 2008 R350. A few issues going on with this car. They're going to lead to a few videos here in the next little bit. But the first one pertains to the most pressing issue, which is driving home from hockey the other night. Coming over a hill, wasn't even going that fast, but some construction garbage had rolled out into the middle of the street and ran into a couple of buckets. Somebody was right in my left lane blind spot, so there was no way to swerve or really stop in time. And anyway, did a little bit more damage than I thought. So this bumper took it pretty hard, and we're going to attempt to fix her up. So come along for the ride. Okay, so first things first, get her up on the ramps. The game plan is actually, or at least what's in my head, I don't know if this is going to work out or not, but is to take this piece of strapping, cut it so that it kind of slides in through here and can be in both sides of the bumper because it's totally cracked, so it's not connected anymore. Get everything up into where it should be, and then hopefully have that piece of wood hold it together. I'm contemplating also wrapping the piece of wood in cardboard so that I will have a bit of a backing. Have a cardboard piece kind of go through here on the inside, and then have the strapping sort of hold that, so then I'll have a backing to maybe like do a little bit of bondo there, paint it up, hopefully make it match. You know, there's this piece of black trim is just cracked off and gone, but I could probably tape a nice line and paint that black. I think you wouldn't notice. Like, this car is not, this is a $5,000 car. This is not going to be in any car shows anytime soon. It's got 200,000 miles on her. I'm not interested in spending I don't even know how much it is. I'm assuming $2,000 or $3,000 to replace this whole bumper. Like, that's not happening. It's about getting it back together and seeing how good I can make it look. So, you know, get the bondo on her, sand her down, maybe a little bit of paint, might be able to fix it right up. So, fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to climb under here now. Okay, a little update now underneath the car. So, a little bit more damage here than I initially thought, but we're still going to give her a shot. So this is kind of like, it seems like just a panel that keeps stuff from going up by the rad in there. That just seems like it all kind of cracked and got beat up. Down here towards this end, you can see that where's my finger? That is cracked. So that's a bit of a problem. I was looking at all these pieces here, and we also got a little bit of a crack right here. I don't know if you can see that. That one kind of cracked. Down this way it's not too bad, but as I looked closer here, it seems that these little bumps are supposed to be up inside there. So a few of these, like this piece was is broken, and it was just sort of seemed like it was on the wrong side, so I flipped that back up. So I'm going to attempt to get like a lot of these pieces back into their slots there and see if that helps pull things together a little bit. And also I'm going to get a measurement for the piece of wood that I want to put in there just to give that a little bit more structure. There's also these pieces here on the ground look like some sort of like insulation in the bumper, or maybe they're part of just the structure of the bumper. It's pretty hard, it's a super hard foam. So I'll see if we can integrate those back in there too, but we'll see. Those are not a super high priority for me, we'll see. Anyway, more to come. Okay, so that certainly seems to have helped quite a lot. The crack really wasn't lining up well, but once I got all of these nubs back into their spots, and this just kind of required a little bit of finesse and finagling, especially since like pieces of this are kind of cracked now, like that part. But we got all of this stuff back in. I gotta push out a little bit to make it kind of perfect because it's not connected really anymore, but I'm hoping that once I add a little bit of support, that will help. That's this one here that's out a little bit. Anyway, so that's the key first, is get everything back in its spot, I think. And I'm going to try getting a measurement now for a piece of wood. Okay, so you can see that it's looking a fair bit better from the front now. You know, everything is back pretty much lined up. But I know that with the car driving down the road, just hitting bumps and stuff, that's going to come loose again and probably jiggle its way out. So that's where the idea comes in, to have this little piece of strapping. This is the idea, and it's not going to fit through here like this, I don't think. I'm going to have to probably take a little bit of that apart again. Oh, geez, maybe it will go right in. Oh, that's close. Oh, I need to get it in there so that it can get all the way through. Will it go? Oh, it's so close. If I made it a little bit shorter, we'll see. But anyway, the other thought is that I'm going to take some cardboard here. It's just an old Costco box. And I'm going to try to have this thing like loop up this way. So it'll be right up against. So I'm going to hopefully have it held down on the bottom. It's going to screw in right under the strapping. So it'll kind of hold it in place. And have it wrap right up. And that'll give me something to bondo against, to have just some sort of backing on it. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, quick update. I've got, I kind of took this apart again. How do I hold this so you can see? So in here now, we have our cardboard folded up nice. Tried to make it look like the front of a bumper sort of thing, you know. Is all the way wrapped around, there's more cardboard, our piece of strapping. So now I'm going to see if I can get everything back into the nubs again and be tight. Because it all had to come out, obviously, in order to make that, there's the edge, hard to kind of see. Get those back in, and then this will be snug, hopefully. And then I'm going to pre-drill a few holes under here on each side of this, and screw it in, because nobody's going to see any screws from the bottom. And that'll hopefully hold it all together. Then we can bondo and make her look pretty. All right, that's not looking too bad. So you can see here, we got our cardboard. And just inside of that is our piece of strapping. So I think we'll try to drill some holes underneath the bottom, and then just get some sort of self-tapping screws, some nice shallow, not too high of a head on them, flat-headed screws to go underneath. Again, you're not going to be able to see those screws from the bottom. And then this sort of has done a nice job of like filling up some of this space to give us something to bondo against. And yeah, we'll kind of see. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. Since I put the stuff in underneath there, since I put in the cardboard and the strapping, it's not fitting into those nubs quite as well as I would like. So I'm going to try to adjust that a little bit more when I go under there this time. Okay. Show you the finished product from the bottom anyway. A lot of those scratches were all there before. That's old news. But we got, what do we got, 5 screws into her. So those are all lodged nicely into that piece of strapping. This gap is not perfect, but isn't bad. I'm going to come over that with some bondo just to help hold it together. You know, there's a little bit of crack there. This I'm trying to still pull out to kind of line up. Might be a little bit tough. One thing I did do, though, is we will come around. Okay, so from the front now, you can see that it's much improved. You certainly can't, even with the car up on the jack, or up on the ramps, you can't see those screws underneath at all. Even when I'm down here, like, no one's going to see those screws in a million years. The other thing that I found, which was kind of cool, is I found a little piece. So this piece right here, see, it's cracked, was there to there, but I found that like up in behind, kind of sitting in there. I was like, oh, cool. So it just cracked and kind of stayed with the car. So I was able to kind of wedge that in, and if I put enough pressure on this when I was putting the screws in from the bottom, I was able to kind of hold that in nice. So that's pretty good. So that'll just need like a thin coat of bondo on top. And then in here, like this is nice and firm with that cardboard. And we'll see if that helps us do the coat of bondo up here. I may try to wedge in a little bit more cardboard, potentially like smaller pieces to fill up some of that void. Just again, so I don't have to have so much bondo in there. But yeah, coming along good. So that bondo will be another day. Next step will be like to clean this up real nice because it's pretty salty and dirty. and put a coat on there and see how it looks. And then after it looks okay, then we'll sand it down a bit, and we'll paint it up and call it good. Oh, I'm getting paged. Talk to you. Hey everybody, this one's getting a little bit long. We're creeping up on 10 minutes, if not over already. So we're going to make this into the first ever Fixing Random Crap with Craig 2-parter. You can see we're well into bondo back there right now. There are lots of videos out there on how to do that, probably a lot better than I can. But we'll record that anyway and show you how it went so we can show you a finished product. But for now, that's the end of part 1, and we'll see you soon for part 2.